Here we have the current stock market update for SOFI Technologies Incorporated, stock ticker SOFI. Before we begin with today's chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comment section so that other traders can find this information more easily on the platform. So as we can see here, this is the 4-hour time frame that we're looking at. We're going to be taking a little bit of a zoom out here in a moment. So each candle on this time frame represents a 4-hour trading period. And as we can see here, the share price is starting to find a bit of resistance here at a fairly important price level. Overall, I do think that this type of price action tends to make any stock or any asset much easier to trade because we can finally start to look at some identifiable price waves here. But if we sort of move out here, what we're seeing currently is that the share price did manage to form a high at $10.49. So this is an interesting price level because this is an exact price zone that we have been watching for this stock previously. This was an area of potential support that we've sort of been watching here well before the stock even broke through the $10 mark. So really what we were paying attention to here would have been the stock's price high right from the end of 2023. And as we can see now, share prices did sort of move right back into this area and start to develop a resistance zone as well. So, this was a very viable upside price target here. And now that we have started to see some resistance that has started to form, this is useful because what this really gives us is now a trend wave that we can analyze in a way that's more in depth. So currently what we're going to be doing here, I think maybe I'll move down to the hourly time frame, maybe 2-hour time frame. So this is the 2-hour time frame here. And what we're going to be looking at is this price low, which would have developed. It's actually 757, it looks like. Okay, so we can just change this here. So we're going to be looking at the trend wave from 757 to this near term now price high coming in at 1049. So what we're going to do is Fibonacci analysis of this trend wave movement here. To try to get a sense of where the stock would likely find support in the event that we do continue to sort of roll over here and base out. The stock itself, we should also note, is still trading in overbought territory. So we've started to roll over here, but the stock was actually trading at some fairly significant overbought levels. We actually reached a relative strength index reading above 90, roughly 90.5. And this is a 2-hour price chart. So this isn't exactly a short-term relative strength index reading here, relative strength index indicator. So these readings are fairly elevated. It would be expected that we would start to see some decline here, some pullback, especially when you're dealing with a longer-term resistance zone like this $10.49 area. So overall, this is really the only momentum reading that we're seeing at the moment. Every other negative reading here has now been broken to the top side. So that is a positive development, as we can see here. I mean, this did send us into heavily overbought territory, but that's starting to correct itself. I mean, we're starting to sort of roll out of that region. We're not quite there yet. So this does suggest that share prices would need to at least roll over a bit more before being able to sort of stabilize. But at the moment, this negative reading has now broken, so that's no longer influential. And this positive momentum reading is now really the only momentum reading that we have to work with on this time frame. So overall, this does still give us a bullish bias here, and this would then suggest that this is still a buy on dips rather than a sell rather than a sell on rallies. I think this 1049 area probably was a good area to start to take profits for people that are trading from a shorter term or a medium term perspective. We are moving right into that resistance level, and the indicator rating was above 90, which would be considered to be an extreme level. So as far as potential downside price movements, I mean, what I would be looking at here for potential support zone to the downside would be something around $9.40, because currently we're trading. We did close above that $10 mark. But as far as basing out as a support zone here, the first level that I would be watching would come in at roughly 940. And I do think that if you see a break below there, that would start to accelerate declines a little bit because there is now a price gap that has formed in that region, as we can see here. So losing that 38.2% Fibonacci retracement zone would be a problem. That would give us a downside support zone coming in at roughly $9.40. At the moment, it does look like this is an area that could hold. But if that outlook does turn out to be incorrect, then you would start to look at this the filling of this price gap there to the downside. From there, if that momentum did start to accelerate, I would probably start to look at 870 as the next potential level of support. This would be the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement zone of this region, and it is starting to look as though this is a 2-hour price chart. So the 2-hour 100 period exponential moving average could start to move into contact with this region relatively soon. So if it did take some time for share prices to move into this area, I would then expect for this 100 period EMA to be coming into contact with that area. And then that would be another potential level of support that could be seen. So if we just pull out a bit here longer term, just to get a sense of where share prices could be moving higher if we continue to break resistance levels, I mean, it is possible that we find support maybe somewhere around this 23.6% fib level of that prior price move that we were watching. That would come in right around 985 or so. So if we did maybe form a base around there and then possibly break through this 1049 level, that would give a little bit of, that would give the stock a little bit of momentum. And then the next level that I would be watching to the top side would then be found at this roughly August 2023 high, which comes in right around 1170. So I do think that that's a bit more of a reasonable kind of realistic price target here, at least for the foreseeable future, near term. The other videos the other channels that cover this stock, I'm seeing a lot of $45 at the moment, which is kind of strange that they would be choosing this level specifically. But I would say that's a bit extreme in my view. I think that we do have to be a bit more rational about what's really going on here with the stock. And if we do start to see share prices sort of decline a bit, roll over a bit more out of overbought territory, the first two levels that I would be watching would be that 985 and then roughly 940. And then to the top side, I would probably be watching this 1170 as another potential upside price target. We could see a little bit more momentum generated here if we do see short positions that close or are stopped out right around that 1050 area. So here's the current stock market update for SOFI Technologies, stock ticker SOFI. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market, lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.